Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Empowered Pause. I am your host, Rachel Chinoa J. The Empowered Pause is brought to you by Speak Initiative, and as always, I want to just give you a little information about us before we get started. Speak Initiative is a nonprofit peer support organization, and our mission is to reduce the stigma around suicide and mental health in the Black and Brown communities by allowing our partners to speak, be heard, and live fully. SPEAK stands for Suicide Prevention through Empowerment, Action, and Kindness. And as a peer support organization, we stand in the gap with people who are experiencing mental health challenges or who have had suicidal ideations. We stand in that gap by working to combat the rise of suicide in Black communities, eliminate negative stigma around mental health in our communities, amplify access to resources and support for mental health, and to support and encourage those affected by suicide to speak, advocate, and end the silence so that more people can live and survive. So, we are at the end of our April renewal series as it is April 24th, and we are close to the end of the month. Next week is May. Here in New York, we've had enough chilly and rainy days this month that I am actually looking forward to the Mayflowers. You know that saying, April showers bring May flowers? I'm looking forward to the flowers, the sun, the warmer weather, and some opportunities to take time for physical renewal. In the past weeks, we explored mental and emotional renewal and a few practices that may be helpful to address those parts of yourself. But honestly, without enough physical energy, it will be challenging to renew, rejuvenate, or reinvigorate oneself. Physical energy impacts, excuse me, everything we do. So there are things that we can pay attention to and be intentional about to ensure that our physical space is addressed as much as our mental and emotional. So I just have a few suggestions of things to stay mindful of physically that can assist us in feeling our best. The first seems very basic, but it is to breathe. Now, I'm going to say not just breathe, but consider your breath. It is the easiest and most accessible tool there is because there is no life without breath. There are many different techniques from belly breathing, alternate nostril, and counts like the 4-7-8 technique, where you inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds. And they can be beneficial to reset your body. You can have specific times of the day to practice your breath work. It can be situational or both. For me, I must regulate my breath continuously because anxiety can cause shortness of breath and panic. So, to counteract these symptoms, I've been learning what types of breath work works for me and how long to do that breath work. And I encourage you to find out what works for you. Second is to take breaks. Now, we know getting regular exercise is good for you and it gives you more energy, but you should also be mindful that we get important physical renewal by taking regular short breaks to recharge during the day. Part of our physiological makeup is to take breaks every 90 to 120 minutes, which is every hour and a half to 2 hours. You might have to reset and take a break, right? Now, most of us are able to check in and know what it feels like when your body needs that break. I say most of us because I found that myself, I sometimes ignore basic needs based on my level of mindfulness. You may start to stretch a lot, become fidgety, find it hard to concentrate, or just lose focus, find yourself procrastinating, thinking about food or other things, or just have low productivity. Those are signs that you may need to just take a short break for yourself. Recovery, however, can take place in a short period of time. It doesn't have to be a long break. If you address your needs as they arise, it may be a shorter recovery period. Okay. Next is food. Now, again, just like breathing, we naturally have to eat. But think about what sustains your energy and lean into that routine. When I trained for the New York City Marathon many years ago, I was eating about 5 to 6 small meals per day. And of course, now 20 years later, I don't find it necessary to eat that same amount of carbs and the food that I was using to get energy for that long race, right? Excuse me. My physical activity level is a little bit different now, but the goal is to have a sustained amount of energy. Don't allow yourself to get too hungry, and don't allow yourself to get too full. Don't overeat, right? Because it makes you lethargic. But be in a balanced state of satisfaction and hydration. Now, I'm not going to include what we eat here because I know that's a deeper discussion, but I can just say use your food as your fuel. Okay. Next is sleep. Again, just like breathing and eating, sleeping is natural for us. However, I can be transparent in this moment. I don't like to go to bed at night. I find that I'm more productive during the evening hours than I am in the daytime for whatever reason. So I have a challenging time going to bed at a reasonable hour where I can feel like I got enough rest, right? So go to bed. I had to say that with authority because, again, my nighttime routine could use a bit of work. It is suggested that we get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. You can adjust that based on what you notice in your body, right? Are you fatigued from not enough sleep? Do you feel lethargic? As I'm reminded constantly, sleep is necessary for your brain to feed and for your body to heal. It gives your body a chance to repair itself from the wear and tear of the day. I personally think 7 to 8 hours is ambitious, but especially for those who have families and outside jobs and other obligations. But just be mindful that sleep is necessary to be your best, to show up focused, to not snap when things get a little stressful for you. Um, it's recommended that sleep is therapeutic. So get at least 7 to 8 hours or determine what your body needs and get that amount. And last but not least is exercise. Now, this is a given. We know that, again, regular exercise is beneficial for optimal health, and it's good to rotate between cardio and strength training to increase and lower your heart rate. Your body creates natural endorphins during exercise that can make you feel elevated and, of course, releases stress and can make you feel better overall, right? So one way we address exercise at Speak is with our walking program, Speakers with Sneakers, which takes place on Saturday mornings here in the Bronx. That was just a plug about Speakers with Sneakers. So this was just a few ways to renew your physical being, right? Breathing, eating, and sleeping, like I said, they're a given for most of us, but the idea is to be intentional with each of these practices to maximize their benefits in our everyday lives, right? So that is the pause for today. As always, the Empowered Pause is about holding space, right? Bringing hope and offering options. And I hope this information has been helpful. If you or someone you know is struggling with mental health challenges and need assistance, please know that you're not alone and that we are here to help. At Speak Initiative, we are not therapists, we are peers who simply understand. We are here to be a resource and to offer additional resources to those who want or to need them. Speak is here to offer help and guidance you need to start or to continue your journey to your whole self. Okay, so thank you again for joining me today. Join us next week for an all new Empowered Pause as we roll into May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. Before we go, I'd just like to make an announcement. Join us this Saturday as we bring our community together in Highbridge for our second annual Family Wellness Day. We'll be at PS 11X, which is located at 1257 Ogden Avenue in the Bronx, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., with performances, a resource fair, workshops, health screenings, and fun activities for adults and children, as well as giveaways. It'll be a fun day, and I hope to see some familiar faces. Speakers with Sneakers is also back, as I mentioned. Please check our website or scan the QR code on a flyer to register. And lastly, our spring newsletter is out. If you haven't received it, please make sure you join our mailing list so that you can stay up to date with all of the information and the events that we may have going on in the coming future, in the coming months. So again, as always, I ask that you comment, like, share this video or our information so that we can reach anyone who may be in need. Please also visit our website for more information or perhaps to support us with a donation. Remember, our voices hold power, but only if we speak. Speak love and choose life. And until next time, take care.